So what? Look.
It's the New OGs. The New OGs is a State and Madison Entertainment production and is brought to you by Solar Masters. Look, Illinois is changing how people get their electricity, and Solar Masters is helping homeowners in Illinois take advantage of a program that lets them get solar power at no cost. If you're a single-family homeowner in the state of Illinois, you can lower your electric bill, you can raise the value of your home, and you can do something good for the environment without paying a single dollar out of your pocket to do so. In fact, Solar Masters can only work with you if they can save you money. Solar Masters is a black-owned company. It's a SunPower dealer and American panel maker with over 30 years of solar experience, and they even have a referral program that pays out as much as $500 per referral. So head over to www.gosolarmasters.com. And yes, sir. Yes. Oh man, I like that. That was almost. You know, I
backed up
voice.
from the mic, Bobby.
That was almost an inside voice. Yeah, you gotta do that.
I just scared the shit out of James.
You gotta do that.
Awesome.
You gotta do that Whitney Houston shit. You gotta do that Whitney Houston shit. You know when she'd be hitting the notes and she used to fucking.
I thought you meant cocaine.
No, yeah. Okay. Do that.
But anyway, when somebody say you got to do that Whitney Houston shit, first thing I think is cocaine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just got to make sure that you got everything right for the people. It sounded like you said folks can save money every month on their electric bill.
They can save money every month on their electric bill.
They can help fight climate change. And after the UN report that recently came out, we really need to be on top of that.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do a little bit of a part involved. I mean, if you're going to end up driving an electric car, you might as well have some solar power.
And with that, infrastructure bill coming, solar power, solar
cars, affordable. Yeah. It's the right time.
And I just want to make sure this part was right, because that's the craziest part. If you refer somebody, even if you don't do it, but you just know somebody with a roof that's in the suns and shit, and they do it, you refer them, they get $500 every goddamn time you do that.
Everyone is $500. Even if you don't own a home, you can refer people. Right? Up to $20,000 is tax-free. And this is all done without paying a single dollar out of your pocket. No money out of pocket.
Man, that's better than Trump's reinstatement day, because that shit ain't pop off, baby. That nigga's still not the president. Not the president. He's still not the president.
But listen, hey, if you want to make the type of money to contribute to his legal defense fund in the future, get over to www.gosolarmasters.com and get in contact for a free consultation or refer someone that you know. We are also brought to you by People of Comedy. Get over to People of Comedy on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you can find them. Check out all the great shows they've got offered there. James is hustling like a maniac. They've got daily fresh podcasts that are going on. Yes, sir.
I just want y'all to mark that one too for the montage.
Yeah. You would. We'll add that one to the. We'll rack that one to the list of the
best of
to the reel. What's going on, man? We are two in the studio today. Our man Rob is out in L.A. Yeah. Are you? Here's. I gotta say something as we start this thing off, and I'm gonna ask you guys how we're doing. But like, is it just me or are white people trying to kill themselves?
Yeah. Like, which scares the fuck out of me, because I feel like they know something coming.
I mean, we might talk about climate change but it's like if the world gets hotter by 2 degrees, for sure their skin is not in the best shape for that just yet, right?
Hey, niggas, buy stock in copper. What's that? Copper tone? Yeah. Buy stock in sunblock, my nigga. It's gonna get to a point. It's gonna get to a point where.
How's the weather in LA, Rob?
Bobby, you gonna be my complexion.
I'll take it
in October.
I got the I got the base for it though. Like even like I don't even burn like white people burn. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like,
you got melanin running in you. You got a little in you. You know what I'm saying? You got to activate that shit like some ancient.
Like because of the whiteness, burning is available. It's just not like regular white burning. My shit will be in for a day, and then the next day it'll be like a good golden brown. It's like toast. Man. You know what I mean? It's like toast where it's just like all you gotta do is just scrape off that top layer, and it's great underneath.
James has some indigenous blood running through him, so he might have some melanin activation happening too. Because you get a little bit. You get a little Middle Eastern.
A little bit.
Oh yeah. You get a little bit of. Yeah, you get a little bit. If you wore a scarf in the summertime, if he wore a scarf in the summertime, he getting stopped by TSA. Like I'm keeping it 1,000. It's America, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
X, man.
I'm the racist nigga.
X, what's going on with you, man? You've been cardioing every day. I see you on Instagram.
Yeah, man.
You putting the videos out. Are those for personal accountability?
Those are for personal accountability. You know me, man. Those are because I will be able to. I know if I put a video out as I didn't do it, and that's the other thing. And also, I plan on this. This is a lifestyle thing that I'm trying to basically brainwash myself into. And I want to be able a year from now. I look at my snaps and shit, from last year all the time to see like was that funny? Did I should I have put that? Just whatever ego. And I want to see one of these every goddamn day. It shouldn't be, there are days. I took yesterday off because I did off camera cardio.
Hello.
Yeah. So and so yeah,
It
could have been on camera, but she said no.
I know.
She said no to the camera.
You a Gen X dude with a Snapchat. Of course that shit could have been on camera. There's only so many reasons you in your 40s and got Snapchat, and one of them.
Yeah, there's no real like comedy thing for Snapchat. Yeah. I'm looking at titties. On Snapchat,
or setting up interactions with said titties. You know what I mean? Like,
there is a lot of that.
Snapchat running down. No, you running down through Snap.
No, because here's the thing. I am very pro video hoe. Snapchat money, making chicks do your thing. I am not hating on you. I am just like the niggas that do that. I think the term is trick. I am not. I'm not shitting on tricks. That's your kink. I am not. What's it? Harshin and what is it?
Harsh and you're mellow.
No. What you say? You don't somebody's
yuck somebody's yum.
Yuck somebody's yum. I'm not yucking somebody's yum. I'm just not
a
motherfucker that wants.
Get that. Oh shit, that's crazy.
I don't want to pay for a negotiation of you doing something I like. I can just pay for porn where they're already doing what I like. like I could just pay for porn, like pay for a Pornhub subscription, and they will give me exactly what I just type in, boom, boom, bam. I don't have to interact with you. I don't have to talk you into it. I don't have, there's,
right.
I can just, hey, here it is, bam.
How are you feeling after doing all this cardio? Are you actually feeling benefit? Dude. Are you feeling like are you getting something out of this, or what's going on?
Yeah,
spinning your wheels.
I am getting a lot out of it. I've lost weight, but more important than being less fat, I am just better, man. I am moving around and doing. I'm experiencing life better, and I got so sedentary, like I was just on my ass all the time, just not doing nothing, because especially during the pandemic, I literally was just sitting and typing most of the time, or playing video games. And so I got so much so that I didn't realize just how, like, there were things that I wasn't doing because I'd become so used to just not moving around that the thought of moving was like the thing that made me say, you know what, nah, I gotta move to do that now. You know what I'm saying? And that's like a fucked up place to be, because like you wonder how somebody gets to like my 600-pound life. That's it. Right. That's it. You just keep going with that. Nah, I'm not gonna. Like, that's all the way over there on the other side of the room. I'm just gonna do without that thing.
Let it become a habit that you don't do shit.
And see,
let it become that habit, boy. So
here's the thing. I didn't even realize. This is a crazy thing. I didn't even realize it in the moment. The primary reason why I started working out wasn't even really for me. I mean, I needed to be healthy. I want to live, but it's because my son is becoming more athletic, and you're
trying to keep up with him.
I wanted him to be able to train at my house.
Sure.
I wanted him to be able to train at the crib. Going to a gym is inconsistent because getting up and going to the gym is the hardest part of going to the gym. Once you're at the gym, you fucking do whatever you do. But actually getting yourself to go to the gym is hard. But it's in my fucking garage. All I got to do is go downstairs. Like, so I did that. And now I have a very inexpensive gym thing. So for us to do some stuff at the gym that we don't have in the house, but I use that now because I've been so active in my garage that I actually do want to get up. Like, I have mad energy now, and
you didn't have that before, so
not at all, man. I like, nigga, if you said it right now, if you was like, hey X, man, I got like a couple $100 in my car for you, go run and get it real quick, like 4 months ago, I've been like, man, I get that shit when we done, because I gotta go to my car then anyway, and I'm thinking to myself, that's just one walk. I ain't got to do 2 walks. Like you said that and shit. Now, nigga, I'm already jogging to the car.
I was around when he decided to do it, and I'm gonna tell you, when I heard him say out loud, nigga, I'm finna start going to the gym. We was at that club with all the artifacts in it. What's the name of?
Comedy Shrine. Yeah.
And dude, we was walking out and I was like, "Hey man, I got your bag," and he was like, "Yeah, whatever, nigga. I'll get that shit later." And he kept walking. And I was holding it. Like I had it in my hand. And I was like, "Nigga, I ain't finna leave this bag," and I just kept walking with the bag.
Right.
And we get in the car later on. He's like, "Damn, I left my bag in there." I was like, "No, you did, nigga. It's in the back of the car."
Right.
That's what you was saying?
Nigga, and in that moment I was like, yeah, nigga, I gotta start going to the gym because I didn't want to go back and get my bag. Like I had my laptop in it, nigga. I was like, I just get that motherfucker in the morning.
It's true. After that time, that's when you've gotten very into like doing the workout.
Yeah,
shit.
that was like embarrassingly fat, and so yeah. So it's been
feeling
good,
better.
I'm feeling better. Like I also even though I think I was the first one on the water tip. Apparently,
everybody was on it before me. I know you were drinking water before me.
Turns out I was not nearly enough on the water tip. Here's my water story. I just found out I'm supposed to be drinking like twice as much. I drink like almost 100 ounces of water a day.
Oh, that's not enough.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be drinking 200.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And I literally just found that out. And even in doing that, just starting that this week, I'm already feeling better. I don't think I lost any weight from it, but I definitely like feel the difference. And I'm like, oh shit! Yeah, all this time I was half.
I don't drink.
I thought I was drinking a lot.
I drink more than 100 ounces of water in a day.
Yeah, I'm supposed to drink like 196 to be specific. And I was like, I know I'm not.
I just drink when
That's what I was doing.
People are doing math backwards now to figure out what your weight. People are trying to do some math now. Carry the 3. How much does this nigga weigh?
I'm a massive man.
If this was the price is right, we have to decide where to put the 3 that Bobby just carried.
Did the 3 go here?
Oh shit! That's pretty funny. Rob, what's been going on with you, man? What's the word?
Oh my goodness, man, it's been really cool. I'm trying to get out of my mind funk. When I'm in this space, I'm not as happy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not unhappy. But if I'm in Chicago and I could go find one of y'all, we sit in the car and talk shit, I'm pretty happy. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I'm at my most creative is when I'm around my friends.
Right.
And here I'm all alone. So I'm ready to
You have friends in LA.
I got a few. Yeah, I got a few.
I feel you on that. I'm
talking about dudes that know me. I don't have to act nice around.
I feel you on that because I've been out a little bit, and my reacclimation to being outside has been very difficult. Like just like being in like, and, you know, for the most part, it's not like I'm having like issues or emergency panic attacks or anything like that, but I'm definitely in situations where it's like I could go do X, Y, Z, and then some of my head just like, nah, how about you go home? You know what I mean? Like, you know, home is where things are that are safe and comfortable. You have no idea. Yep. There's Delta variant. You know, there's Delta variant out there. You gotta be careful of the Delta variant because you could get the Delta variant, carry it to somebody else, and kill a motherfucker with the. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go sit in my car for a little while and think about. And then an hour passes, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going to go do that thing I was thinking about doing. I'm just gonna fucking get my ass out of here. But I will say this: Lollapalooza happened in Chicago 2 weeks ago.
They required
vaccinations or a negative COVID test within 72 hours. And from what I understand, they had COVID testing, like rapid COVID testing, set up across the street. So you could literally, if you showed up and you didn't have something, or they were like, this isn't going to cut it, you could literally go across the street, get a rapid COVID test, and then come to Lollapalooza. So like the options were available. Here's what I don't know. So the stats somewhere about how many people were at Lollapalooza, but it was in the
385,000 people.
385,000 people, right? And so they were able to find out about cases after Lollapalooza. They did a 2-week check-in because that's the normal time it takes for the virus to set in. If you got it or somewhere in there, you can get it, right? So 2-week check-in out of 380,000 people or whatever the fuck it was, 200 cases.
Wow.
200 cases.
Now do Sturgis.
Now, let me tell you something about how if you're not familiar with Lollapalooza, besides knowing what it is, if you're not familiar with how the city is when Lollapalooza is going on, there's Lollapalooza, the concerts that's going on, right, with all the different stages and shit that are happening. But then when Lollapalooza ends, all the clubs in the city, which are indoors, in basements, recycled, this is not the fresh air factory. That's not. There's no club called the Fresh Oxygen House.
Chicago
right?
is not Los Angeles. People are not kicking it outside.
Yeah, also, it's not
night.
A rooftop bar where the party is going on. There may have been a couple.
There's a few. There's a lot of them in the city now.
But it's and even for just some of the regular bands, and I don't want to name off any particular place because they're all this way, right? Any bar or place that showcases
Ballroom.
live spot. Usually, it's in the back spot of the bar, which means you got to go through where the bar is already packed with people trying to get a glimpse of a thing that don't have tickets, plus everybody in there. So, but out of all that, still. Right, 200 cases out of 380,000 plus people, or whatever the number was, 300 and some odd thousand plus people, and yet there are still people who are just we're not getting this vaccine. I don't trust the FDA. I mean, I want the government. I don't trust the government. I want the FDA to say it's legit.
Yeah.
So,
or the thing, or the thing where people are saying
the federal,
or the thing where they're saying, well, the FDA hasn't even approved it yet. It's technically not approved.
Right.
Which, okay, so then when they approve it, what you gonna say then? The reasons are so fucking stupid. I'm done with them.
What's wild? It's the crazy thing about it is it's always circular logic, right?
Yeah.
The climate change shit. It's always circular logic. Most of the CEOs who are in charge of these companies that are fucking shit up, many of them are white dudes. So this is why I'm saying this, and people's lack of willingness to get involved with stopping it. It's listen. I'm going to be honest with you. If the temperature rises 2 degrees, black folk ain't going nowhere, okay? Y'all damning yourself. Y'all. The prevalence of skin cancer from the sun is not an issue that is prevalent in the black community. This is largely a white people problem.
Yeah.
If you want to raise the temperature 2 degrees across the planet, the people who are going to suffer out of this is not going to be these people you're trying to oppress. And yet all you got to do is get off this carbon bullshit and you could fix the air. That's it. That's all you got to do is embrace some shit that is brought up by some liberal people and you could win the whole fucking thing. But they're just nah, we'll just fucking ride this 2 degrees out and see what happens. And, it's the same thing with the COVID shit. Why are you fighting? Your man was trying to take credit for speeding up the vaccine in the first place, right? The vaccine got made when Trump was in office.
Got it.
He got the motherfucker. What are you running from now? This defiance to the literal death, right? Mississippi has no more beds, right? There is. I think it's my phone because of the Zoom. I have to keep the Zoom on in my phone.
Sorry.
The way we got. No, it's all good. Listen, man. Everybody can hear this shit. People, you're sitting at home. If you're sitting at home, this is you want to listen. Send us money if you want the shit to sound different.
That's
you know
what's
what I mean? give us a product to talk about and
subscribe.
Send us
Retweet
$20
some
a
shit.
month or something and fucking
share some shit.
And then you can get your echo prompt. Or turn the volume down a little bit. I don't know. We'll but it's just a wild situation in which these guys, Mississippi has no more ICU beds, right? Florida has, they're saying the cases in August are more than 2 months combined.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember which state it was. I can't remember if it was Arkansas, Texas, or Florida, but one of them had just hit a peak higher than at any other point in the fucking pandemic, all last year. They're higher now. While there's a vaccine available, they're higher now.
Dig this,
right.
dig this. We got this little song we about to put out about this very situation. But I'm gonna tell you, this is how I feel about it at this point. If you still fucking around, if you die, I'm not gonna cry.
Right.
We got to clear the herd of all these stupid motherfuckers. I'm getting so sick and goddamn tired.
Get them.
Of these people with this stupid bullshit. First you start, now okay, some of you niggas, I get it, because these white folks bear watching. Okay, I get that. But I'm saying, when you saw crackers running to get it before you, then you should have ran with the crackers. What is wrong with you? I'm saying the people who want to maintain the system was the first in line.
I mean, that's what I was saying. All I needed to see was a white dude in England named William Shakespeare get the vaccine, and I was like, all right, well, if they ain't killing William Shakespeare for sure.
There's no way they're gonna let
Even
William
if he's not the
Shakespeare
same
be a
one,
zombie.
they're not gonna let anybody named William Shakespeare is getting treated great in England. There's nobody they ain't fuck with nobody named William Shakespeare.
That'd be like a brother named Martin Luther King getting shit on in the black community for some random, like, nah. We don't get that brother a chance. Even though we know he not the actual Martin Luther King.
add to it the idea that not only were they the first to get it, but they keep living. You keep saying, like, they keep being places. They keep saying these stupid people that's telling you to do stupid shit took the shit they sell.
You know what? I knew somebody that kept saying, like, yeah, like, I don't say something, it's gonna be side effects. I was like, at some point, I kind of hope I turn into a zombie so I can eat your ass. Like, I was just like, I hope the zombie shit is real. Now, because now you not Team Zombie, and I'm gonna be real with you, you not zombie movie survival material.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get away. So
I mean, here's the thing: either
you should be Team Zombie. Really.
Either you're right. That's the thing. Either I become a zombie and you lose, or the virus turns you into a zombie and I ain't got to be a zombie. Like, either way, this is a victory for me, I think.
The virus turns us both into zombies, and we still we zombies. Well, we both Team Zombie.
If I get the vaccine, and if you don't get the vaccine, you turn to a zombie. Then you would turn to a zombie, and I wouldn't. If you get the vaccine.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then I don't have to be a zombie, which is also fine with me. I'm cool with fighting zombies. Or ending up as having to be one. I just am going to get this vaccine, okay? I'm going to roll with the idea that it won't turn me into a zombie is the dice I'm playing.
Hey, man, zombies got to be kind of cool. They make a lot of movies about them.
Well, here's the whole thing that is also an issue for me is that the other problem that we keep running into is that I keep seeing these, like, public freak-out arguments where people are arguing that it's like things like masks are a choice, right? Like, you can choose to wear a mask if you want to. I should be able to not choose a mask to wear if I want to, as if the idea that there are just two that the fact that choices exist mean that they're all equal in, like, the harm they could cause to other people or to themselves, right? Like just because you could choose to wear a mask or not to doesn't mean that, like, the risk you're putting people at is similar. It's not
okay.
That's a very different thing. But that is the argument I see being made all the time.
So here's the thing. I have the solution to this shit is real simple. We need to start punishing them by way of it's a very simple thing. I thought they would have done this by now.
Spankings? Spankings?
No. We don't charge them more. On your pricing, everybody gets to raise their, like, fucking he can executive order Biden can executive order this. You are allowed to give a 25% tax credit discount to anybody who can prove they're vaccinated, and in that way, you're not penalizing people who aren't vaccinated.
You're giving a big ups to people who are. Yeah.
So I get 25% off anything I buy right now, or 25. I get some kind of tax credit
until we reach X percentage of people vaccinated,
exactly,
and cases get down to Y. Businesses are allowed
to give it becomes more expensive. Your life becomes more expensive to be an unvaccinated person. That's
and at
the way
same
you do
time,
it.
Obviously, you run your own business, so you're allowed to raise your prices to whatever. So you can change your prices to make this work for you if you need to.
Also, and this is a total freedom thing too, because a business can say, "Well, I'm not going to participate in that. I'm going to give people the same." You have every right to do that.
Yep.
However, people will know that, and as a vaccinated person, I'm not fucking with your business anymore.
Right.
Just like there was
especially
a thing,
if you have a choice.
All your clients gonna die.
If you have a choice, I mean,
exactly. I'm looking in the newspaper as your clients are dying. Fox News. I was like, fuck you guys, dude. Here's the thing. United Airlines is the only airline requiring proof of vaccination. No other, other like 4 of the major airlines announced that they were not going to do it. And I was like,
flying on
this sounds like an ad for United to me. This sounds like a great ad for United.
Damn, man. I hate that because I got United.
I got some Delta miles I got to get rid of too.
Like, I got United. I got they little app in my phone, but they asked me too many security questions, so I just jagged the whole thing off. And then after I couldn't get in, I was like, you know what? Fuck United. I ain't never fly them again no way. Now they put me in a position where I got to put up with their bullshit.
Somebody who's gonna probably
this real quick.
Yeah.
I'm about to get a third shot. As soon as them people say I can get a booster, I'm right there in the booster.
Hey man, I was watching something about the booster thing last night, and I literally thought about you. I was like, my man Rob gonna probably have to hit that booster shit.
Yeah, I'm going. As soon as I can get it, first thing smoking, I'm going right where.
Hey nigga, I'm not hesitating if they say motherfuckers over 6'7" gotta get the booster shot. Hey, here I come. I'm probably 6'6" now. I probably didn't shrunk an inch, but
some surprising shit that went down in New York this week. We knew that Cuomo was dealing with some craziness, right? Like he had all these accusers. He tried to boost some booty. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to give some chicks some booster shots. That's what he was trying to do.
Man, this nigga's punk ass so-called exit apology was some
the line has been redrawn.
Trash.
So, dude, actually, first of all,
I didn't feel like I crossed the line. I just didn't know how far the line had been redrawn.
His attorney came out and said a bunch of shit. First off, that was just like, this is all bullshit. The media's made this bigger than it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? This is. He's literally like, this is where I would touch you in your titties. I would grab it. Listen, I didn't try. I was trying to make a point. I wasn't tweaking her nips. She just happened to have nips that fit right between my forefingers and my thumb. I'm not perverted. I'm Italian.
My Italian father used to grab ass all the time. Dude, he was governor for 20 years.
Wait, did you see the Chiron picture that James posted as his cover photo? It was on Fox News. The Chiron, is like that bottom third thing that they have on the screen or whatever, the bottom portion thing. And the picture literally, what Fox News posted was, "I'm not perverted. I'm Italian." That was their, which is basically a thing that the man had said. You know what I mean? Here's the issue. Here's why he had to do this, right? Because
forget about it.
I immediately
be mad as fuck if I was Italian.
I immediately was like, let me check my 23andMe again and just see what the fuck is going on here. So here's
I'm perverted on my mama's side. Can I get a gunshot?
That's a
Can I get a gunshot, James?
I like that. That's
not a gunshot. I thought that was a gunshot. Perverted on my mama's
That's
side.
hilarious. I hit so close to home for me. So here's the issue of why he had to resign, because this dude was facing impeachment, and impeachment in New York doesn't work the way impeachment works. Like if you were the president, if you get impeached in New York, you got to get the fuck out the governor's mansion until they figure your shit out. While the trial is going on, while they're going through your shit, you can't stand the governor's mansion. And Andrew Cuomo,
that makes so much sense, man.
Andrew Cuomo, it's weird because when you think about politicians, you almost always just assume if the dude's older, you're like, oh yeah, probably married dude, got a family, whatever. And he's got daughters that you've seen. But this dude, like his last girlfriend was like some Food Network TV star. Like he's a bachelor cat who's just living, and he doesn't have another home. The New York governor's mansion is where all this nigga shit is.
Yeah, he been governor for 10 years. Yeah.
So like he was like, if I gotta,
that nigga had an apartment. He had some shit in storage.
Nah, this nigga's just like, I'm a Cuomo. I'm gonna be the governor for a minute. Like I ain't got no woman. My kids is grown. I'm gonna just live in the governor's mansion. And then he's been tricking off grabbing sheriff's booties and shit in elevators. And now he's got to get out. So he's like, well, if I got to go through impeachment, I get the fuck out this mansion. You know what I mean? Like, I got 2 weeks anyway to get the fuck out. So what am I doing? Right. Yeah, I'm going to stick around and fight this bullshit? Like, here's the other part about New York is that, like...
That 2 week shit is kind of wild, but go ahead.
Yeah, 2 weeks is... But this dude's got $20 million in the war chest. If he's like, pack my shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You fair enough.
It's not like he's gonna struggle at figuring out a crib. The man's. This isn't like if I got put out today. You know what I mean? Like if I got put out today, I gotta do I gotta ask. I can't just go make a thing happen. I might have to ask a favor for a day or two. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna call my mama. You know what I mean? Like this nigga is just like, it's me, Andrew Cuomo. I call the movers, come get all the things. You know what I mean? So
it's probably motherfuckers was probably. Motherfuckers probably on their way.
I got a spot for you to stay right here.
Dude, it was probably motherfuckers with moving trucks like, it's a go.
Oh yeah,
Operation
they're with the assistant. Whoever's in with the assistant is calling them up, just like, did it happen?
What is his first name?
Andrew.
Yeah. Because there's so many of them motherfuckers I be forgetting. Is there Mario Cuomo?
That was the older. That was like the uncle, or that was his dad. His dad.
Oh, his dad is Mario.
I think his dad is Mario Cuomo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and his brother's Chris. His brother's Chris on CNN, who's got to go do the news.
I know that's I know Chris. But it's fucking Mario. God damn it! Oh, these niggas are cartoon characters. I'm tired of people telling me this shit's not a simulation. That's not real.
Andrew's Mo Sislak. We've already decided this.
Yeah.
Did y'all see on John Oliver's show? Was that John Oliver? Or was that they were showing a picture of this dude in these overalls with a red shirt on and a red hat, and they was like, yeah, that's like calling this the Italian,
the red Italian plumber.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
so. You know what the fuck that's supposed to be.
Did you watch the video of him trying to explain the shit that he does?
Man, and we're showing the clips of him doing the shit.
I do kiss people's hands.
I
do
kiss
people on the forehead.
I kiss white people.
I do hug.
I kiss old people.
I embrace people. He doesn't say. He didn't say hug. Hey. I embrace people.
Oh, dude, you know it was something like an older Vin Diesel. Nah, it was like Vin Diesel like 30 years from now.
No, it's like if John Travolta had gone into politics and just aged regularly instead of trying to hold on to John Travolta-ness.
Yeah, like if he turned down Tarantino.
Like at least John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. Or maybe if John Travolta's character in Saturday Night Fever just became the governor someday, it would be Andrew Cuomo. Just like, I do occasionally dance with people on highlight floors. I do...
Dude, he sounds so much like a Simpsons character.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you.
Why would y'all let him put this stupid
Hey, that's how powerful dude still is. Like they even asked the new governor.
This is going to end up back in politics in like 5. I guarantee you, this dude will be in. New York is forgiving for this shit. They already. So here's the other part that's fucked up is like. The thing that now has happened today, as I was driving down, I saw that New York is going to stop proceedings on the impeachment investigation. Yeah, because he's resigning. So Andrew Cuomo's a deal maker, baby. He made a deal. Dude, this man was like, listen, if I can get the fuck out of here in 2 weeks, will y'all just let it slide?
Dude. It's so crazy because I can't remember who. There's a sister that was supposed to be the new. Whatever the vice governor is, or whatever this lieutenant governor, lieutenant governor, yeah. But because she's a speaker of the House, I think, or the leader of the party in charge, and she had to correct. I think Rachel Maddow was calling her the next lieutenant governor. She's like, nah, normally, like if he had left office immediately, I would be lieutenant governor because. The woman who's taken over wouldn't have had time to pick a lieutenant governor. It has to be one. But since she has 2 weeks, she'll have 2 weeks to pick somebody. She'll have to pick somebody she wants. And she was like, and so that was basically politics, man. Just like you said, the deal. She already knew that the bitch already had. Yeah, I'm gonna get somebody else. They already had that conversation.
They got the shit figured out.
Don't go on TV saying you gonna be. But that's a courtesy though. That's a gangsta ass courtesy. Don't go on TV saying you gonna be lieutenant governor. Cause, don't get excited. Don't get no new cards ordered or no shit like that.
What were you saying, Rob?
This is why that was this is another reason why we know it was a deal and that he didn't feel like doing it. Yeah. It's because they talked about it on Rachel Maddow's show.
Right.
Or one of those shows they talked about how, I bet you that this was before it happened. They said, I bet you that those criminal charges are going to go away because he just resigned.
The brother was not going to go through a case where they're going to open up all that shit. You're going to hear people talking about all this shit. Like, already the shit was embarrassing enough. It was already embarrassing enough.
That would destroy his political comeback career because that's a campaign ad.
Some embarrassing shit happened in the NBA. I'm very excited that the NBA has received my full interest again. I'm very happy with how things are going. Free agency's happened. Summer League is going on.
Ball is official bull now.
All the Bulls are official Bulls who are coming over. But... there was an issue that happened a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure we got a chance to talk about it, but Jackson Hayes, who's a forward for the New Orleans Pelicans, had a domestic disturbance call at his house, got into a struggle with the LAPD, got arrested, and was released. They didn't file charges against him, but they came out with this statement where they want the NBA to try and discipline Jackson Hayes because of the way that he mistreated That's a picture of one of the officers' elbows that like decided so these cops show up where Jackson Hayes lives. They want to come in the fucking house. He doesn't want to let him in the house. A fight ensues. It seems like Jackson Hayes.
He defended
Listen,
himself.
the nigga's 6'11", okay? Yeah. He took one of these little cops and threw him like Thanos through Captain America, okay? Just fucking yoked his ass into a wall probably.
I saw everything when this happened. I told my son, I said, because my son has been really heavy.
Just let them in when they come in.
no. I said,
don't try and stop these motherfuckers if they ever try and get up in this house, okay?
I'm a big fan of Jackson Hayes. I wanted the Bulls to draft him.
Yeah.
My son came running in my room and showing me the thing. Like, Jackson Hayes got arrested. And as soon as I read it, I handed it back to my son. I was like, don't worry, son, he's okay. And I said, he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, if he did something wrong, it would have been in the story.
Right.
Like, the fact that they didn't mention that that he was, like, I don't even know if he was arrested. He went to the hospital that night. They did detain him?
I think they detained him. I think the only thing they can try and charge him with is a misdemeanor of, like, oh God, I forget what the deal was, but it's a small thing. But here's the actual point I want to get to is that the LAPD made this big public thing towards the NBA about wanting the NBA to discipline Jackson Hayes for the way that he spoke to the police and treated the police, including using the word nigger. Yeah. Which Jackson Hayes is black, by the way. So like before we just so we're clear.
Yeah, exact name could go either way.
Yeah, but yes, it could.
Especially when I have been hanging around X so much.
Right. but the reality is that like it is in the lexicon of how black people speak, of how a lot of black people speak, right? It is what we call each other, is what we call other people. There were black cops there on the scene. Hey, listen, you can be...
Man, if a black cop is complaining about an NBA player, calling him nigga, that's the sorriest piece of shit ever, man. He's
also
horrible.
sorry to ask the NBA to discipline.
That's a punk pussy ass dude. Now, if it's a white cop that got called nigga, that's just funny.
He should be excited.
That's just hilarious. Yeah, white guys usually get excited. Like, oh my God, he called me
What's
nigga.
up, Rob?
Hey, I bet you the black dude's like, y'all better leave old boy alone.
It's
the law.
Well, first of all, the idea of like, because you know what the deal was, he stood in the doorway, and these motherfuckers thought they were just gonna push past a 6'11" black
light-skinned dude with tattoos
who was trying to tell y'all not to come in, like, and you alone at 5'9" or whatever the fuck this motherfucker was.
Hey man, look, I
know you got to think about small people.
I know I'm painting a broad brush by saying this, but if you see a light-skinned dude with a sleeve full of tattoos, don't fuck with that dude, man.
Yeah, he's already proved too much. Okay, he's already
don't fuck with that dude, man. That dude is one of them dudes. He's like, exactly what you said. He had to prove himself a lot. He ready for it.
I'm just saying that they believe
Matt Barnes
in the law. Like,
right.
They believe in the law.
Right.
They're like, no, I'm coming in here based on America.
Give him gunshots, man. Come on. James is sending you with the jump shot.
I have come through with the flag. I have the flag as my shield. These things think they Captain America. They get that fucking thing on there. You know, they got the patch, the fucking shield. They get the flag patch. They think that motherfucker. You know, there's a scene in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where Coulson at one point has like a shield that comes out from his actual wrist.
Oh yeah.
He's got like a fucking real. It's like, you know, it's CGI shit, right? The shield comes out, and these motherfuckers think that flag for real gives them the strength to push through a 6'11" light-skinned nigga with tattoos. But, you know, people get... it's funny, because the next thing I wanted to talk about was a Malice at the Palace, which was, you know, I watched it last night. This was a Netflix documentary. It's a short one. If you're trying to check it out, it's an hour and 9 minutes. And I remember it was during a period of time. It was, you know, we're talking like 6 years post Jordan. The NBA was definitely in a weird place.
Bulls post Jordan.
Yeah, Bulls post Jordan. The NBA was in a weird place. This was actually after Jordan was gone again, because I think 2002 was when he left the second time. So this was like an NBA devoid of Jordan for the first time in a couple of decades, right? From 84 to 2002. That's 3 decades of Jordan that you've dealt with that is now gone. and the talent level, they'd open up to high school players coming into the league.
Yeah.
So there was an abundance
and Kevin Garnett was killing motherfuckers. Kobe had 3 rings.
But there was also this abundance of like teams that were taking chances on cats. There was an abundance on like the installation of character teaching that goes on for players now was not there yet.
I can tell you exactly what the shift was. When I got recruited to play sports, if you had any kind of thing that somebody would see as a character flaw, you were done. You were not going to D1. Having a kid, like being a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid in high school, having a kid, you're not going to play for a D1 school. They weren't taking you. This is in the 90s and shit. And then when the NBA opened it back up to high school kids, I think Garnett was the first one, right?
He was one of the, I think he was the first one.
I'm pretty sure Garnett was the first
one.
He was the first one.
And he got drafted like 5th.
Moses Malone.
Well, yeah.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about when they reopened it. We're talking about when they reopened it. Yeah, Moses Malone was back in the
80s. No, 70s, late 70s, I think.
But yeah, Garnett was the first guy, and he got drafted 5th, which really opened up this floodgate of people who were just like, oh, well, you could go as high as 5th in this. You know what I mean? Like, it just turned it on. And part of the reason for this is because there's an influx of international players who are getting over here at 18 and 19 years old because they've been playing pro overseas for a couple of years. There.
So when the NBA started taking the top tier guys like that, the colleges to stay like as good as they were, all that like character shit went out the window.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that the dudes was fucked up, but they started taking dudes that were maybe from that were bangers and shit like that they wouldn't have looked at before because they was like, oh, that kid's a game banger, we're not gonna take him. So now they're taking dudes that was bangers and shit, and nobody's coaching them on like, okay, you're about to go be a millionaire, go do this. Nobody's working with them and develop like the player development program they have now. I think Chris Paul began that shit.
The AAU programs that were going on back then were also super polluted. They have cleared a lot of those AAU programs out with pushing NBA talent downhill from like before it was like you could just start some shit off and you could be off and running and you can compete. But like they've opened up to create a system for high school players that is a lot more like the availability of if you're talented is a lot more like what happens in Europe, where there are prep academies.
Yeah.
And there are places you can get into. You don't have to rely on if you can stay away from shady AAU schools because they now have these prep academies. You can get real schooling at an actual school, local school, but every day you play basketball, right? It's part of your whole curriculum.
Man. My little nephew going through that right now. His dad, man, me and his dad getting along better than we ever have.
Yeah.
And he was telling me when I was last, he was like, hey, man, your nephew want to play basketball. Now, this dude been playing soccer. He was like, man, these little niggas been playing basketball on the street for real since they was 6.
Yeah.
Like, so I got to get him in the gym.
So in 2004, the players that were in the league were this, and also the world was coming to grips with the idea that you could be a multimillionaire and have cornrows and tattoos and wear your shit. Like the world was still and is probably still going through this issue of like being comfortable with someone who makes $10-15 million a year, will tell you fuck off or whatever. You know what I mean? Like Steven Jackson is a cat who literally is just like, I smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I ride for my motherfucker. We on the same team. We ride. That's what the fuck is up. So that's what you're getting. And so there's this fight that breaks out in 2004 that is not really even between the players. The players had a little bit of an issue and that quickly was calming down. And I think there's one point where I think Jermaine O'Neal says, you know, what people don't realize is like, the players on the court, like even though we were on different teams, like a lot of us were just like friends. So like we were chilling, like it was chilling down.
Steven Jackson said the most truest thing I've been saying for years. If you know me, he said, "Don't nobody in the NBA actually want to fight." Right? Like all that shit is for show.
Where the shit that goes on the court is just for show.
Because Steven Jackson was a motherfucker who wanted to fight. So like if you, I was a motherfucker that played ball, I wanted to fight, but I was a football player first.
I think the thing that was really interesting was obviously the Ron Artest aspect of the entire situation and what you know, again, you were talking about...
I hated this documentary, by the way.
You were talking about character. Jermaine O'Neal produced it, by the way. It's a Jermaine O'Neal produced documentary. And it's, you know, you can tell that... It's interesting that Ron Artest was willing to speak on it. And, you know, the way the story kind of unfolds, and even Ron will attest to this, is that he cost that team by going into the stands when that situation happened. He feels that. Jermaine O'Neal for sure feels that. Reggie Miller is too kind to say it.
Oh, but he was saying it.
He was saying it.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? Like, Reggie is...
Like, that was his whole point in the documentary. Like, that was my ring. he all but says, like he's like, I'm telling them guys to work it out.
I know. He's just like, I'm trying to get these niggas on the same page.
Y'all don't understand. We was this close.
And it's amazing when you do look at that squad, how amazingly good that Pacers team was, because it was so overshadowed because of the fact that the Pistons were also very good and pulled it together in a way they didn't. And also you were dealing with the Lakers on the other side of the of the league.
Hated that Pistons team.
Oh my God,
as a
they were
Bulls
so
fan
annoying.
Because Ron Artest not understanding his mental state back then. Because back then when they said somebody's crazy, we had just lived through Rodman.
Right.
So we was like,
crazy,
whatever, nigga. Fuck you for shitting on Chicago, nigga. Chicago or everything. Even though you were right for everything you said, they had some bullshit going on. It was the early John Paxson years, and he was shitty then, like he was shitty the whole way through.
They were bad then.
Anyway, I said shit. He was mediocre, not shitty. Shitty's too harsh. But anyway, he was right. I just my feelings was hurt, so I hated that squad, nigga.
Yeah, it's an interesting documentary. It's an interesting take on, like, you see the way that the people in media spoke about these players, and the reality of, like, where these players came from to get to where they are, and the responsibility that's on their head, really. And how little, the way that the league sought in that time to make it the players' fault. They couldn't put any onus on the fans, who were literally coming onto the fucking court.
It was 100% the fans' fault. The fans had no fucking right doing that. It was 100% the fans' fault. Here's the thing. Here's why I dislike the documentary.
Yeah, you didn't like this.
I didn't like it, and I feel a little bit differently now that you say Jermaine O'Neal produced it, because Jermaine O'Neal doesn't know what he's doing, and he was doing the shit from his emotions. Because here's the thing, the documentary, the way I saw it, the way he presented, he gave those cops and those motherfuckers, the fans and shit, he gave them like way too much. Like, this motherfucker sounded like they were righteous and they shouldn't have been fucking done. Those were clowns. Like, they should have been clowned for the fucking fools that they were.
Yeah, and the fan that Artest clocked, who got to say his piece, I thought was way too much. It was like, why do you let this motherfucker get to say?
Maybe the only thing I can think of,
he still walked away from that feeling disrespected.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is that maybe that was the only way. It was a production decision, because that was the only way that they would agree to talk, is if they could.
Did you like it, Rob?
I didn't even see it.
Okay,
I knew y'all told me to watch it, but I missed it because I was busy.
I'm gonna be 100%. I literally watched it right after he sent the notes, because some shit happened, and me and my son were supposed to watch it together, and we didn't. And I totally forgot. And when you sent the show notes, I looked down. I was like, God damn it!
I watched it because I thought you said you'd watched it. So I was like, I knew
it'd come out, and I'd seen the clips. And so I don't know. I'm being harsh on Jermaine O'Neal. First time I think he's ever produced something. So I think he gave the other side way too much fucking.
Yeah, he gives them way too much. I would still say
those cops were talking.
I would still say watch it.
I wasn't gonna mace him, dude. You ran up to him with the mace.
I would still say watch it, because you get to see a lot of angles you didn't get to see before, and you see this thing from a different perspective.
I see. The thing is, when you calling it a documentary, again, we surrounded by the bullshit. So you got to give the bullshit a voice if you want it to appear fair. Right. And so you let them talk. Right. And then you tell the world, okay, so you know who did this with the brilliance? The 1619 Project, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got to hear this shit, man.
I read it when it came out. But here's my thing I wanted to say. I'm gonna once I want to apologize to Jermaine O'Neal for only this reason. He's new, but also It does say something to, like, just let these motherfuckers say their piece, and you can see how much of a fucking disgusting motherfuckers they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, without any editing. So
speaking about disgusting, you sent me the story about PJ Washington, this is a world, and we just got to be, we're Gen X guys, so this is not how the world worked for us. The idea that you could literally just, like, find somebody who's just online, who's a model somewhere, and all of a sudden you're married to her and shit, like, that was not always how the world worked. And now we live in a world where, like, you can meet, relationships start in DMs. That's what happens a lot of times these days.
It goes down in the DMs.
It does go down in the DMs sometimes. PJ Washington, who's a basketball player for the Charlotte Hornets, met Brittany Renner, who is a who's
booty model.
Yeah, she's an Instagram model.
Cutie
which is, hey man,
model.
listen, whatever. If you, it's great.
Hey, I ain't
if
no
you can,
shaming.
If
no
you
shaming.
get somebody to pay
That's
you some
her
money
game.
for taking pictures of your ass on a fucking social media, fucking that sounds amazing. What a great fucking. It's better than like filing folders,
Working at
right?
McDonald's.
Yeah, it's better than.
Hey
It's
man, look!
so
if
wait.
somebody wanted to look at my big black ass, y'all see my
You
big
would see
black
my
ass,
big-
100%.
Absolutely. Anyway, they get together, they get married, she gets pregnant. I'm somewhere in that order that happens. And then 2 weeks later, after they get married, she secretly files for divorce.
Yeah. I think 2 weeks after the baby was born.
2 weeks after the baby was born, she secretly
files for divorce.
Right.
And dude, but this is the thing that's even more gangster about it is she's like, because like she's a internet personality. That's her swag. She's like openly been dogging, dragging dude. Like basically NBA players are dumb. And
yeah, like got him.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't have any sympathy for my man because I know for a fact that the NBA has a program where they explain how this shit works and what's going to happen. Like, I know that program
The numbers
exists.
exaggerated, by the way. 200,000 he claims is not what the support is. He's not. Now, here's the thing. He is
I was like, does he have that kind of
He
paper?
is not debating that he got. Okay, he is that. There's no argument. He's making no argument to that effect.
That's fair.
He's just saying 200,000 a month. Y'all are out your goddamn mind with that shit.
Okay, I didn't know if he made that kind of bread. I don't know. I didn't look up his contract.
I don't think he's shelling that out for. That's probably outside of the range.
Like, he's a solid player. I'm not shitting on him at all, except for that he got. But like I said, like for those of you who are not aware and think we're being harsh, dragging this man's sympathy or something like that, there is a program that
know better.
Right now there's a summer league program happening they're having summer league games. Guys are in Las Vegas playing. While they're in Las Vegas playing, when they're not playing, they're literally sitting in classes where there's people breaking down. They got video hosts that got niggas there telling them, yeah, this is how I got blah blah blah. Like they're explaining it in detail.
Yeah.
And so if you go through all that and then walk out there and get got,
then you got. You know,
date your high school girlfriend, nigga, and be like LeBron.
That's why some motherfuckers be staying with the high school girlfriend because they're like, listen, this woman's been here at least long enough that she earned it.
Like, here's the thing, I don't know. Maybe LeBron is a good dude. I'm not trying to put anything on LeBron. This is in my sick head of what if
he
I'm
seems
LeBron.
To be a good dude.
He seems like a good dude. He's a happy family man. I'm sure he loves his wife. But if you don't think LeBron, he stuck his Brown in the King's dick and something else. Yeah, insane. They probably have an arrangement, I'm sure.
Right.
But that shit works. That shit works as long as you don't, like, basically don't embarrass me. Don't be on TV. Don't Tiger Woods me.
Right.
Don't be on no Tiger Woods shit where, you know, a parade of bitches coming out talking about all the shit you did. Like, that's all you got to do, and you probably good.
Yeah.
And I don't know how motherfuckers can't figure that out.
Well, you know, some guys aren't as confident or don't feel as bold as some other guys. You know what I mean? It's the way the world works.
If she's getting $200,000 a year, I'd say that was probably a fair exchange. If it was $200,000 a year, I'd be like, yeah, NBA player, you can afford that. Whatever contract you got, you can afford that. Yeah. If you got a multi-year one.
This is where we all part ways. Because I see it as I always see it, and I don't want to argue about it, but capitalism. Period. Capitalism.
Yes, I mean, yes, I understand. I know where you are coming from, and I don't disagree with you about that. That the whole basis for why someone feels the need or desire to go set somebody up for this money in the first place is because there is a system that is built around like this money you make has to be so much percentage of what your income is has to go that I mean it is all
agreeing that
it is all function in the system.
I'm agreeing that to argue, but I got a joke. Have you seen Rocky 4?
I'm not.
Have you seen Rocky 4?
Here's the thing.
Ivan Drago bitch left him when that nigga couldn't fight.
That's because he was weak and no weak is allowed in Russia.
I'm trying to tell you, whatever it is, it's something. Whatever it is, it's always something, man. It's going to be something.
That is true. It is always going to be something. But for sure, the issue here has to do with capitalism. Speaking of capitalism, there's been some issues going on with right to repair, which is something that most Americans, when they think about it, don't pay any attention to. But the best example is a story that I want to talk about is the situation going on with McFlurries. you guys know about McDonald's McFlurries, right? It's one of those.
I mean, I know what they are, but
you've gotten them. Well, you've probably had some times you've tried to go get a McFlurry and the motherfucker is not working,
broke.
right?
Yeah. That's a standard with the
So one of the things that Biden has been dealing with is this whole right to repair issue that's been going on, which is the right for people to fix the broken shit they have without voiding their warranty. It's an issue with Tesla. People want to work on their own Teslas. You can't work on your own Tesla without voiding the warranty. You got to go see Tesla, which means Tesla controls the fixing and the cost structure, and they monopolize all the shit for you fixing it. The way it works with the McFlurry machine is the company that makes it makes a machine that's already a little fucking shifty, right? The shit could break at any time. So, like, the only way you can get it fixed is if you buy their solutions to fix it. So you end up having to pay more money to buy the shit. Well, a company came out and figured out, here, we can fix the shit that's going on with the McFlurry. We can give you the tools and the process to fix that. So another industry was born where a company could be created and thrive. The company that makes the McFlurry machine had gotten their information on how they're fixing the machines and were making their own shit to have their own company and cut this other company out the
Wait a minute. They started making their own repair kits and giving you the option.
Right.
So
Yeah, they created a competitor to their competitor.
So that you couldn't just go fix your own shit at a cheaper cost, right? They're edging out the competitors. And so this is
Amazon
a thing.
does that a lot.
This is an issue with Amazon. Amazon's paying out a ton of fines for shit like that and is now dealing with that. It's important because as we get closer to a world where so much of our shit is like tech-based, and what we're dealing with, like one of the issues is like screen repair with your devices, right?
Yeah,
like if your screen breaks,
adding a new battery to a device or something like that.
What are the standards for an off-brand battery? Can you take your shit? Do I have to go pay? We've talked about this with car dealers.
Apple did this.
I mean, when it comes to car shit, right? Yeah. Like car dealerships, their service department is on average going to be more expensive than like somebody else's dealership. And you know what I mean? Like, and so imagine if the Honda dealer set it up so that you couldn't get your shit fixed anywhere but at a Honda dealer. Now the price that you pay to fix your shit is fucked. Dude. And also, if they told you could, even if it's a fix you could do on your own, like replacing a light bulb or some shit like that, if you did that, you void the warranty. Now you got to come in and pay some money for the visit for that shit too.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking that in a car it may be a little bit different because those warranties don't last that long.
Yeah, sure. Depending on the warranty, I've got a 5-year, 10,000-mile warranty on my powertrain.
Like depending on the car you get, like Honda, you can get when I bought my last Honda, I think I had 7 or 8 years. Yeah. That covered a ton of shit. And it came in very, very handy.
We were talking a little bit about about climate change and shit earlier, and one of the crazy things, of course, is that at the same time, cryptocurrency is becoming a big deal, and as it turns out, a lobbying group that is very much against trying to save the environment. Is the bit mining industry.
Oh, yeah.
Because bit mining takes up a lot of fucking power.
So here's the thing. This is why stupid people with money cause so many problems. Here's the deal. The Bitcoin, their position shouldn't be to fight the fucking environment. They should be pushing the other way harder because just like look, I'm gonna keep going back to the example every time I bring it up. Just like when Ford, the might of fucking Ford, the big giant auto company, when they decided to make a fucking car with a battery, they made the baddest fucking truck ever.
They got 2 of them right now.
Yeah, they got a truck right now that makes every truck they ever made before look like a piece of shit, and it was the #1 selling car in the world, period. Car, not truck, car of any car in the world, #1 selling car, and that the one they have out now that's all electric is sick.
Yeah, it's doper than the best of the ones they've got.
Shit they
Here's
ever
the other
had.
thing Ford does. They also took their car, the Mustang, which was a sports car, muscle car. They made an electric version of that shit. And it's the dopest version of the SUVs. It's as bad as a Tesla.
And this is my point. When you take the might of your industry, cryptocurrency, whatever, if they took that money, that power that they had, that influence they had, and went the other direction,
bought in
they'd end up having a power source that would be able to do their shit probably more efficiently and save them money.
Yeah,
but they go the asshole route and fucking clog everything up and make their own lives more expensive.
Hey, take a couple of them Bitcoin and invest that in some technology to make the shit easier to do, right? Like,
because
stop hoarding it all. Take some of that money and put it back into the
One
shit.
of the major things, the push of industry that I can't remember the gears of industry, I guess is what I'm trying to say. When people don't understand how large Ford is, when Obama came into office and they said he saved GM, a lot of people like roll their eyes and don't think that's a big deal. Saving the auto industry literally saved America. You have no idea how ubiquitous the auto industry is to everything in the United States. Every fucking car in America that's a municipal vehicle is an American fucking car. Like the
construction sites aren't filled with Toyota Tundras. I'm just going to tell you a real secret.
And not just that, but the American car industry, like the rubber industry, all the fucking tools, the steel industry, shipping industry, trucking industry, all those things. If GM and Ford and Ford wasn't in trouble, but if GM and whatever else collapsed, the fucking American economy would have sunk so bad. It would have been way past the Depression.
Right.
It was a massive thing. So that's how important and big Ford is, and Ford making that turn proves the point that once industry of that magnitude puts the effort forward to saying, okay, fuck it, we're going to do it.
GM has gone that route too. GM has introduced a bunch of them.
Once that decision is made and the coin is flipped, that's the only reason why this infrastructure shit is going through. Because Ford and the industry have already said, look, nigga, we selling electric trucks. Get those goddamn electric stations set the fuck up.
I'm telling you right now. I told my wife yesterday, I was like, I'm getting me one of them fucking pickup trucks. I don't give a fuck about a pickup truck.
I never in my life have I cared about a pickup truck.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. You know, it's nice to have, but I really don't give a fuck.
I am not a pickup truck dude because I'm not helping you with shit.
Man, if I could get some shit where if the lights go off, I bet I don't even have to move it. I could just plug my car into my goddamn house. Crazy as hell. They have made a product that is vastly better. And when that little old man, they had that, listen, this little chick driving this truck, and it had 1 million pounds of the other truck on it.
Yep.
It was just amazing.
Yeah.
And she was driving it like she was on her way to the fucking grocery store.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, you got to stick.
I feel them, but it ain't really stopping nothing.
Right. Yeah, you have to be jumping ahead on what's going on. It's one of the weird, this next thing I want to talk about. We all have Android phones, and so we've had places like Leafly and Weed Maps. Those things have been in the Android store forever.
Yeah.
Apple has finally just allowed people to get weed.
It's so weird,
They
man.
lifted their ban on marijuana delivery apps, so you could actually get some weed delivered to your fucking crib now.
It's so weird. Like people,
I don't know how, but people's getting it delivered here in LA because everybody out here got it.
They've been on their fucking desktop. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or
they're
on a browser. They're on a browser.
On their Safari.
They're on their browser.
Whatever it is on Apple Mobile. Yeah.
Yeah, but also you have less store availability.
That's what people don't understand. Like people don't understand. Like for convenience, a monopoly sounds nice, but then when they institute stupid fucking policies like that for no reason, like it completely sucks. Obviously, people found a workaround, but you shouldn't have to.
Right?
You should be able to do it. It's fucking legal. Let me do something that's legal on my fucking phone.
It's limiting too, you know what I mean? I want to talk a couple more things before we get out of here. I've been meaning to talk about the story for a couple of weeks because Activision Blizzard Entertainment is a big fucking video game company.
Yeah, it is.
God, what are some of the fucking games they make? World of Warcraft is a big thing for them.
Huge thing.
They had a whole issue that happened. Their employees had a walkout. They had a whole issue about their company being this giant culture of harassment going on there. The president of the company left. He's gone. Blizzard is still standing, but there's a number of crazy stories about things that have gone down at Blizzard, ranging from people asking about people's sexual histories on job interviews to oh yeah, it was just like the wildest crazy shit that they had going on there, including the president being involved in shit. And so it's a big company to have that type of
That's insane, man. Like, I don't understand. I spent a lot of time hiring people, and I remember this was in the early 2000s. I remember everybody had a huge H&R thing. A company I had left right after I left, they got sued huge for this stuff. It was a thing that everyone was talking about, and that's like in 2005 and 6 and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind that in 2021 there's companies that are still full on operating like this. How do you have a fucking human resource? Like, what is your human resource department? Like,
hey, man,
what the fuck are they doing?
I'll raise you one. I was around when the Anita Hill shit happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing stand up at that time. And dude, it was some of the jokes went the other way though then. So like then, you know, cause see, again, we was looking from a man's perspective,
right?
Particularly from a man who ain't bad looking.
Yeah.
Like when you flirt and you ain't bad looking, you probably get away with it.
Wait, you thought Clarence Thomas was a handsome dude?
No, I thought that's why he got in trouble.
You said,
yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh shit. Hilarious. Yeah.
A dude who is handsome, who should have got a job, who isn't getting a job. Jeopardy has finally chosen its hosts. And you know, this sounds. LeVar Burton wanted to be the host of Jeopardy. This is the thing that he's wanted. LeVar Burton would have been an amazing host for Jeopardy. They let him guest host for a little while, and then when they went to name them, the hosts that they named were Mayim Bialik, who's going to be hosting their like special spin-off shows or whatever,
and their primetime shows.
And this dude named Mike Richards, who is. Let me help you understand.
Let me say that last name Richards.
Mike Richards, who is the executive producer of Jeopardy.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. I just realized Mike Richards. I wonder if he's the son of Mike fucking Richards, the Hollywood giant. Like, I wonder if is that Mike Richards? Did he just say fuck it? It's mine.
You know, I haven't checked to see this guy's lineage. I do know this guy was involved with The Price is Right before he was.
That's the same.
He had some allegations about harassment and discrimination against models while he was doing The Price is Right. So, you know, there's no models on Jeopardy, I guess was his argument. You know, he was
That's really messed up because, you know, somebody that I kind of dug was giving this dude love. The dude from Cleveland, that's The Price is Right dude.
Oh, Drew Carey.
Yeah, Drew Carey gave the dude a bunch of love. I'm just thinking like, well, if you had sexual harassment shit going on while you was running shit.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. I also think like what did they? I would only want to hear that they offered LeVar Burton the job and the numbers weren't right. That's the only thing I want to hear. You know what I mean? Like, because otherwise, why not? Like, what do you mean not LeVar Burton? What is it? Everybody wants LeVar Burton. Who the fuck knows who Mike Richards is? Who the fuck is Mike Richards?
Nobody
knows who the fuck Mike Richards is. I'm not showing up to watch Mike Richards do Jeopardy. I would show up to watch. I'd show up to watch LeVar Burton do Jeopardy.
What do we know him for? Teaching your
Mike Richards?
lousy ass kids how to read.
Right.
This motherfucker been teaching your kids for centuries.
Right. This is the right dude.
If it wasn't him, it was a nigga that looked just like him. He has been a teacher for generations, and he came on there and did better than Alex Trebek.
I know we got to go just for historical context. It's not Mike Richards' son, so I checked.
Okay, I want to run down two Marvel-based stories before we get out of here, so we can end on some fun shit. One, the first thing is that I saw a story the other day that was talking about how if you create some of these characters that Marvel ends up using in their movies, it doesn't always work out so hot for you. Like, these movies go on and make billions of dollars, but for a lot of the people that have created them, like, you know, the guy who made up the Winter... Somebody's got to make these guys up, right? It's not like... Stan Lee made up some of them, but some of these guys, it's just some dude who's like, I got to come up with a fucking idea to make a character for it. And so now it's the Winter Soldier's a guy now, right? Like, that's how this shit happens. And so, like, some of these guys get paid as little as, like, $5,000.
Wow.
From the movie makes a gajillion, right? Like, the movie makes a billy... Robert Downey Jr. gets $50 million for fucking being this dude for a couple months out the year, 2, 3, 4 times.
I'm done fucking with Robert Downey Jr.
It's $5. You the guy that made. There's no Iron Man unless you come up with the idea. You give 5 Gs. That's.
That's crazy.
And also, these guys are old. Iron Man isn't from yesterday. Iron Man, that's an old man who need that money, man.
Did these motherfuckers just sign like a bad deal back in the day?
Well, there's probably no deal. There was probably no deal. At the time they were doing it, they were like, who would ever make a movie out of an Iron Man?
Here's the only thing I'm saying. I can't think of the guy's name. I don't know if James, if you know who I'm going to talk about. There was a guy who helped create The Simpsons. And when The Simpsons got syndicated, like I think they were supposed to just do like a 1 or 2 year run. I can't remember.
Right.
When it was a huge hit and they wanted to keep going, he was just like, "Nah, man, that's not what I wanted to do." However, I created this shit, so I get he got royalties for all for all perpetuity. He passed away a few years ago, but he had royalties for all perpetuity, and that motherfucker was very crazy money.
That was his whole story after that. His whole story was I was on The Simpsons for 2 years and now I'm crazy rich.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't think he did anything else.
He went on Howard Stern show every once in a while, just like, I'm the guy who I got some opinions. I did The Simpsons for 2 years.
And the big thing the biggest thing I think he got was the they started making little like bobblehead, like
merchandise. When the merch started happening.
The merch.
When the merch started hitting, he had a big piece of the merch too.
Bart was massive. Bart was had like a Cabbage Patch.
Oh my god, dude!
Sam Simon,
Pokey.
Sam Simon. That's
who it was. Yep.
The versions of Bart merch, the T-shirts, the Cowabunga Dude Eat My Shirt shit was insane.
I had a Bart. I was a grown ass man. I had a Bart.
The last thing I want to
put this in real quick. I got a Homer Simpson grill in my mother's garage right now.
By the way, the greatest donut that I've ever had in my life was when the Simpsons movie came out. They actually created like the donuts that right. They don't make them anymore. Yeah. That shit was
The donuts they use for the Bitmoji for Bitmoji are those look like the same fucking donuts. The last thing I want to talk about, Marvel is already back. There's double concerns because we've still yet to see a Spider-Man trailer, even though that movie's supposed to be coming in December. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of movie theaters that are saying they have not received their final cut of the Shang-Chi movie, which is supposed to be out in September. And there's a concern about the fact of like all these cases and making sure, like, Marvel wants to not be missing out on no dough.
Yeah. They ain't dropping this shit. They already in court with fucking.
They're already saying there's delays on Venom that's pushed it back by a couple weeks. Yeah. So
Black Widow is suing their ass right now.
So there's some things that are going on with that, but. To keep our beaks wet, they did drop the first episode of What If, which is their first of what is going to be what I've read is a number of animated series that they're actually coming out with. So they're going to carry the universe through live action and animation, which means I'll be watching animation regularly again because if it's Marvel, I don't miss. The first episode was the introduction to Captain Carter.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to check it out, Rob, or no?
I did. I checked that out first.
What'd you think, man? What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty cool for what it was. I mean, it was still, it's still them being great, but it was great for what it was.
I thought the cool references to the actual first Captain America movie were awesome. Yeah. I really liked the first Captain America movie, the first Avenger. I'm a big fan of that, and I know that's one of those people don't rank it up very high, but I thought it was a very it was meant to look like it was a movie of the era. Like that's what Joe Johnston shot for when he wrote it.
Yes.
He wanted to look like it was a 40s military movie kind of with this hero guy built into it. So it would look like no matter when you watch it, would fit that era of when you were watching it, right? And I thought that made it really good. But there were a lot of scenes from that movie that were redone in this with a change in how it worked, which I thought was pretty good.
I loved it. I loved it. And Peggy didn't fucking win no punk.
Yeah, Haley Atwell back doing the voice of Captain Carter, who I don't know if anybody's looked this up, but the character Captain Carter is going to be used to kind of intertwine the stories the way that, characters in Marvel's stories have kind of flitted from one thing to another. Throughout these what-if scenarios, I think Captain Carter is going to be the through line that kind of ties stuff together as it goes on, which I think is going to be pretty interesting.
Dope.
And it kind of reminded me of Wonder Woman.
Last thing I want to say before I get out of here, one more TV thing, is I've been watching The Adventures of Superman and Lois on CW, and I know that CW shows have a reputation, right, of being like kind of cheese poof and shit like that. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I would take a minute if you got some time and check out this fucking because I am not a huge Superman fan. I'm not a giant. He's great, but like I find people that are that power to be troublesome for me. This nigga, they got a cat on here. The dude playing John Henry, he's got a brother. Like the old trope is like the Jimmy Olsen character who's weak. They got this brother who's playing John Henry, and this dude ain't no fucking. He's no fucking joke, man. It's great. They've got kids on the show who are teenagers. They got twin boys who are teenagers, and like sometimes the dialogue or the shit they get into when you watch kids on TV shows, you're just like, I wish I didn't have these kids because this is just. But like it's so much. It's better written than almost anything I've ever seen on the CW before.
Wow!
It's like the way they handle the shit and the drama and the solutions to it. It's way better than a lot. And I mean. I would suggest if you got 45 minutes, check it out. It's a good show. I know you don't normally get into CW shit.
I've enjoyed DC a little bit more recently.
But whoever the writers are they've had for that, they need to go put them on some other shit.
What's the name of the show again, Bobby?
The Adventures of Superman and Lois. If you have the CW app, it's free. You can literally watch episodes. And they're almost done with the first season, so all that shit should be on there, I think. So, anyway, what you got going on this week, man? What's happening for you?
I got nothing going on, man. Just look at me online.
He's gonna be doing cardio.
Comedy.
He's doing cardio all week long,
watch
motherfucker.
me get less fat. At XL Comedy.
Rob, what's up with you, man?
Quick, I want to tell everybody those commercials we starting to put together. I want to be Black America's spokesmodel. I want to be the spokesmodel for Black American business.
I love it.
If you looking for me, if you got something you want to push, get in my inbox, and if it's quality, we get it out there. And to get in contact with me is like on all social media, Robert_L_Hines.
That's awesome, man. Find me at Mocha_Jesus on Twitter and Instagram to find all my show dates and all the crazy shit I got going on. Make sure you find the show at New OGs Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Get over to People of Comedy at People of Comedy and at People of Comedy Network on Twitter and Instagram. Go find whatever the fuck James Webb is up to in Chicago and catch some of his shows live. Stand up. Zach, August 20th.
August 20th.
Headliner to be named, I think, or something's going on with that. But great lineup going on outside of that as well. So get to that. StandUpSamp.net. Catch us back here next week. We'll see y'all later. That's what's up.
Deuces.
Smoking on trees. Niggas won't work with us, they pay a fee. Diamonds, they smell sand cheese. Can't find too many better than me. All about getting cheddar and D. Guala, mozzarella, parmesan cheese. Say you ballin', but not in my league. Say you ballin', but not in my league. Yeah.